Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and we're going to be talking about the Houston Texans potentially signing Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback. And this is something that has, kind of been, well, it's been a thought that the Texans have had an interest in Jimmy Garoppolo for a while. But yesterday was reported that the Texans might make a push for Jimmy Garoppolo in free agency in 2000 in free agency and to start, which we're 1 week away from free agency, and also it was pretty much it was pretty much obvious that the Texans were gonna possibly look at Jimmy because of D'Amico being in San Francisco's staff. And he's not the only one. Our new offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick was the passing game coordinator, so Jimmy can draw more interest. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see if Jimmy possibly wants to come here. I really doubt it, because there's probably so many other teams that would be really, really interested in signing Jimmy Garoppolo as their starting quarterback. I can think of a couple teams, possibly Washington, Las Vegas. The list goes on. If something doesn't go right with the Jets and Rodgers, the Jets, and the Texans are in there, and some other teams. So there are some better situations for Jimmy G. But let's talk about if the Houston Texans had signed Jimmy Garoppolo. I want to say it would be a good idea for us, but at the same time, I don't know if it is, because what happens with that second overall pick after you sign Jimmy Garoppolo? That's the big question for me. I mean, Jimmy, he's not old. He's not an old guy. He's not. If you sign Jimmy Garoppolo, he's not a guy who he's not a short term. He's not a short term guy. Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to sign a 1-year deal. He's 30 years old. He's not going to sign a 1-year deal. So in that case, if Jimmy Garoppolo goes somewhere, it's going to be on a multi-year deal, whether it's 2, 3, or 4. I doubt 4. I'd probably say 2 or 3 year deal for Jimmy. I doubt Jimmy signing a 1-year deal anywhere. I think Jimmy wants a little bit of control. So I think in that case, I think Jimmy wants to sign a 2 or 3 year deal. I don't know if that's a good idea for the Texans. He's got to pay him a lot of money. He's not the future plan for quarterback. He's not. I mean, he's aging. He's just not the fit for us right now. So in that case, with I like I said, I would like a veteran quarterback to come in and start the season. And then the rookie, whoever the rookie is, whether it's Bryce or CJ, to possibly become a backup for the beginning of the season, and just kind of get to learn on the sidelines for a couple weeks, and then possibly by week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8, something like that. Not saying Jimmy does bad or gets hurt or something, but the Texans make a change at quarterback, and here comes the rookie. Give them some time to learn from a nice veteran like Jimmy Garoppolo. But I just don't see Jimmy wanting to do that again. I mean, we saw it in San Francisco. We saw it with Trey Lance, and we saw it with Brock Purdy. I don't think Jimmy's going to want to go through that again. I think Jimmy's going to want to stay away from a team like the Texans, who have the second overall pick in the draft, and he knows that there's a possibility a rookie quarterback's going to come in the mix. So I think Jimmy's going to sign somewhere he knows, he's the guy. And with the Texans, I don't think he's the guy. I mean, he would be a really good starter for this team, and he would do a great job, but he's not the guy of the future. So in that case, I like Jimmy Garoppolo on the Texans. I'd like the fit for like half the season, if not a little bit more, or maybe even the whole season. Let Bryce or CJ learn for the whole season and sit and develop. But it still just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for him. It doesn't make sense for us. So I'm down to sign a veteran quarterback to start the season for a couple weeks and let whoever's the rookie, learn and develop. About more than 50% of the time when a quarterback is drafted, they sit on the sidelines and they wait until it's their time. I mean, you name a quarterback. Patrick Mahomes sat for a year. you know, list goes on of quarterbacks. I mean, I can only name a couple successful quarterbacks that start right off the gate. Just Trevor Lawrence. And look at him. Trevor Lawrence started right off the gate, and he struggled in his first year. But, really, some of the really good quarterbacks have waited. Josh Allen waited like, what was it, almost a full season. Joe Burrow started right off the gate, and then Herbert waited like 3 weeks before he became a starter. So I would like, and I don't think the veteran quarterback to be signed is going to be Jimmy. I think it has to be someone else. We'll see who it is. It's not Davis, because I think Davis is too young. I'd rather have, if Davis is going to be there, I'd rather just have whoever's being drafted start right away. But I don't think it's Jimmy. Jimmy's going to want to sign a long-term deal. He's going to know that he's not the QB of the future here. He's going to know we're going to draft somebody. So I think likely Jimmy goes to the Raiders or the Commanders, and he goes from there. But you guys let me know if you think the Houston Texans should sign Jimmy Garoppolo. And that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. Go Texans.